Hey, what's up? How's it going? Welcome to my 1 to 99 range guide. I plan on having this an in-depth guide regarding pures and mains for 2018. I'll be posting every single 99 video for you guys, and make sure you go and check out my last melee guide. And before we begin, I want to let you guys know about the giveaway. I'll be giving away black chins for this video, and who knows what I'll be giving away next video, so make sure you guys stay tuned. And I know most of you guys didn't subscribe for 1 to 99 videos, but I promise you I'll be done with these very soon, and feel free to check out any other videos I have. I have a wide variety of content. Check it out, guys. So with all that being said, let's jump into the video. Do hope you enjoy. So moving on to the quest, I would highly recommend that you do Shadow of the Storm to begin. Completing the quest will actually grant you 10k range XP even if you're level 1 range, so that's going to give you a huge boost. Like, you're going to skip all of the slow training levels with a regular bow. Doing this quest is probably going to save you an hour, maybe even 2, and I guarantee that you're going to have to do it anyway in the future. Considering that melee has a good amount of shields and even ruin and dragon defenders for more attack bonuses, range actually doesn't have that much until you get to, maybe 70-60 defense and you have quite a bit of money, and then you can then afford the bucklers, maybe even an Elysian, etc. But until you get to that stage, I would highly recommend that you get a prayer book. They're totally cheap. You just have to do the quest. You can fill it actually with the pages in the Granite exchange that you buy, or you get them from clue scrolls. And if you're thinking about getting this book, it's actually the Armadale book. It's called the Book of the Law. It has a plus 10 ranged accuracy bonus, unlike the Zami and Holy book, which is only 8, and it's pretty good compared to any other shield. I would highly recommend it, and mostly with range you're safe spotting things anyway, so you don't really need that optimal defense. If we take a look at the next quest, the iconic Animal Magnetism, I'm sure if you played RuneScape any time in the past, and maybe you're coming back to watch this 99 guide, you've done this quest. You've gotten the backpack. Everyone knows it actually picks up your arrows. It gives you free arrows as well, but you can actually toggle that on and off because it's kind of annoying. Out of all 3 quests here, definitely get this Animal Magnetism quest done. It's not too hard, and it gives you some decent XP as a reward. It honestly takes like 30 minutes to do the quest. It's definitely a big time saver, and if you're a new member without this item, get on it ASAP. So let's jump into the gear setups. This video is not mainly based around peers or whatnot, but any type of peer could totally take in a lot of knowledge within this video. But yeah, just looking at the setups, cheap compared to max setup. And it definitely is a pretty big difference. The gear on the left costs about 150k. The gear on the right costs about 40 million gold. Of course the bonuses do help, but you really need the way and leverage of how much gold you want to spend. If we take a look at the ranger boots, they're over 30 million gold. And is that worth it for the small bonuses? It'd almost be better to buy maybe a blowpipe and a fury and legitimately take 100,000 cannonballs to rock crabs or like the Dagonoffs below the lighthouse. That'd be bank XP. But yeah, if you do find yourself with the money, possibly you're making a peer account and you just want to train it up as quick as possible, you can go with the Robin Hat Ranger Boots. The Necklace of Anguish, this thing costs 12 mil. It's actually a new amulet. It came out last year. And it's basically like a fury, but it has less defense and more ranged attack. Also, if you are getting an archer ring, head over to Nightmare Zone and get that thing imbued. It costs 650k points. It's actually going to make, the bonuses go from +4 range to +8. It's basically, a free 3 mil. You're going to double your ring value and damage. So yeah, highly recommend it. And taking a look at the mains, I'll actually go over the weapons in just a second. So yeah guys, looking at the cheap setup, again this setup literally costs like what, 100k, maybe 50k. The Glory is 18k now. The Seradomin, that Seradomin Coif is like literally 20-30k. Very cheap. One item I do want to note throughout these setups is the boots. If we look at snakeskin boots, you can upgrade it to actually like Seradomin D'hide or Zamorak D'hide boots, which is only 700k and give prayer bonuses, which is 1 tier below the ranger boots, and the ranger boots are actually 1 tier below the Pegasian boots. Looking at the middle medium wealth setup, we can see that he actually has Void on, and yeah, that's what I'd recommend. Even if you have a lot of money, guys, Void is great. It did get nerfed about 6 months ago though. It's not as much damage as it was, but considering the armor is free, you can't really complain. And of course, the player to the right is the richest player with full armadillo, and yeah, the Pegasian boots, like I said, with Barrow's gloves. Also, one thing to note in the actual max picture, the accumulator has now gotten an upgrade. It's called the Assembler. You actually have to kill a boss from Dragon Slayer 2. It has a 1 out of 50 chance to drop one of its heads, and you actually take it to the lady in Draenor, and she will make it into the best in slot accumulator. And hopefully this gives you some inspiration as well to train range, so you can go kill bosses like this. This boss is like 2 to 3 mil to 4 mil an hour. It's so fun, so much gold, and a lot better than just attacking like hill giants or training slayer. So with the large variety of range training methods that we actually do have in old school RuneScape, it can get kind of confusing of which route to take and which weapon to use. I'm going to go over each weapon and share with you my thoughts of which one you guys should use. So like I said, you should always be questing your first few levels, and if you're too lazy to do that, you actually have to do another quest, which is probably Dwarf Cannon. You get a Dwarf Cannon, and you just sit there, basically cannoning anything you want in a multi-area. I would suggest. It would be quite costly, but you could do this at level 1 range, and you get literally 40 range in probably an hour or two. Besides that, I'll go number 1 at 28 range. You need to wield it. It's the Dorkshin crossbow, or its slang name, the Bone Sibo. This thing is very good, especially on Demo mode. You can see everyone training with this. It's probably the best weapon, all the way up to like 50 range, I want to say. Next up, looking at the crossbow, I would not use a crossbow until you're 61, which is unlocking the rune crossbow. And even then, guys, you should not use a crossbow on anything except something that has really high defense, because the darts are much more, faster DPS. You're going to be getting so much more hits in, versus the rune Sibo is very slow and clunky. Although these weapons can be good against other players and bosses, they're not the best for training. Speaking of big clunky range training weapons, an item I did not actually include on the list because it's horrible for XP, it's the heavy ballista. You could actually use the light ballista without the quest, but then again, it's not that great XP. Looking at number 4, this is going to be the best weapon to train range with, the Toxic Blowpipe. You need 75 range, and it is quite costly. You need to fill it with darts. Zulrah scales alone are like 125 to 150 each, so if you are going to do this method, you might want to have some gold under your belt before you train. I totally skipped over the magic shortbow. At 50 range you unlock it, but the bone crossbow is actually better, although you might want to have a magic shortbow with like ruin arrows in your inventory to bust out a special attack for extra XP. And if you actually get the magic shortbow imbued, it's only 50% per special attack versus like, what is it, 55 or 60, so you can actually get 2 specs off instead of 1. Number 5, darts, or it could even be knives, just a basic range throwing weapon. I'll actually cover knives versus darts in a second. There could be some info that you guys might want to know if you didn't already. Chinchompa, the best way to train range overall. It's the quickest, but the most costly. Like literally you could blow through millions of gold within chins in just an hour. So if you didn't know, there's actually 3 different kinds of chins: a regular gray chin, a red chin, and then a black chin, which is actually found and caught in the wilderness. As of today, the gray chins are 940 gold each, the red chins are 1406, and the black chins are 2744. So if we look at these prices, I would definitely not go with the gray chins. They're already 1k almost, and red chins are 1.4. Probably go with the red chins. Who is going to want to use black, which is twice as much just for the high tier? Most people use black chins actually for bossing, such as Armadale, etc. That's why the price is so high. One thing I definitely want to bring up is darts versus knives. This is really gold, like RS knowledge. Like if you don't know this and you're still low level, you could save yourself quite a bit of money, and even teach your friends, teach other noobs, and look like a boss. So we can see that the darts are actually 1 tier of metal behind the knives. In other words, a steel dart actually equals an iron knife, and a steel dart is 14 gold, and iron knife is 49 gold. Yeah, that's a big deal. It's literally 3 times, maybe 4 times the profit that you could be saving. Another big misconception is that the darts are actually quicker, but if we do look at the chart, they both have the attack speed of 7. Alright, so touching upon damage versus accuracy, this is a huge controversial topic. Void versus Armadale. Void is very good. It actually has a 10% accuracy and damage boost. It used to be better, but it did recently get nerfed. And before I get called out on saying it wrong, Armadale, is that how you say it? You could literally say these RuneScape words 5 different ways, and it's kind of based how you said it as a kid, growing up playing this game. But yeah, guys, Armadale is actually 35 mil each for the top and the bottom each, so it's 70 mil. And the Void is basically free. Like I said, it takes 10 hours of doing pest control. Alright, so jumping into the training methods, like I said, you can bypass many levels. If you do Shadow of the Storm and like a Lumbridge Diary XP lamp, it'll get you to level 28, which you can then use the Bone Sibo, which is going to be your best weapon all the way up to roughly 60. There is the cannon method, like I said, it's going to be extremely costly, but you can just AFK it and basically do nothing. You just want to do Dwarf Cannon, and then at one range you can start firing the cannons. Each cannonball is roughly 175 to 200 gold, but they do hit 30s, although if you do hit a 30, it's half XP as if you were going to hit a 30 by yourself with a weapon, so it's only 2 times XP, not 4 times. And using the cannon provides no HP XP, which is a huge deal, so it's probably not the best method. I really do think the sand crabs are the best XP, but if you are looking for some alternatives, you could kill Chaos Druids. Another great NPC to kill is thugs below the Edgeville dungeon. These things are very aggressive and drop a wide variety of herbs along with ruins, and you can actually make some good gold while, watching a movie, etc. I mentioned killing hill giants in my last 1 to 99 video, the melee version. Go check it out if you haven't. But yeah guys, killing hill giants is pretty good XP, not the best drop. But nowadays, hill giants drop a rare key, which you can actually go and kill the new boss, Obor, and I would highly recommend maybe getting some more levels, not just ranging him. He's actually a little bit hard, but he drops a whole bunch of ruin items and has quite a bit of a drop table, especially for a free-to-play boss. From 60 to 75, I'd recommend killing granite rock crabs on the new fossil island. You could also go to green or blue dragons plus Tzharrs as an alternative. I have a couple different methods on how to get 75 to 99 range, so feel free to pick the best one for you. So the first one is just a basic chinning method at Monkey Madness area, and if you actually have Monkey Madness 2 completed, you can go and kill those, and they drop 1 dosage of pea pots every here and there, so you can save yourself a bit of gold, plus it's a little more XP because there's more monkeys clunked. Another method is blowpiping with a cannon during a Slayer task, and of course you'll be wanting to wear a Slayer helmet and get it imbued, which gives you 15% more accuracy and damage to range on a Slayer task. If you save spot while using the cannon will treat every monster like a multi-combat monster because you're not actually engaged with combat, so it's just dunk 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 all around the room. Just a notable tip for you guys. You could also just AFK blowpipe at Nightmare Zone. If you're not so focused on XP but you really want some gold, another alternative to 99 is killing gargoyles, wyverns, or brutal black dragons. All these things have a crazy good loot. You could be getting 500k to 1 mil plus gold an hour while killing these things. And there it is, my 1 to 99 range guide. Hopefully you did enjoy. Feel free to subscribe and check out any of my other 1 to 99 videos. Yeah guys, have a good one. See ya.